Take two.
I got visual sound waves on the screen. I don't even bother anymore.
So there's an anthropologist named Gary Miller. He's a 70-year-old Canadian yogi living on top of this mountain, and he discovered that this Vedic scripture was written on top of on the mountain where he lives.
Really?
And it's the hymns to the mystic fire. And this scripture describes the natural landscape as it applies to our yoga, and by yoga we mean connecting with the divine. And this valley is very special in that regard, because the symbols are written quite literally into the landscape. Panchasi is a fluted peak, a feminine symbol. Fewa Lake is a body of water with an island. The Annapurna Massif is the mother wrapping her arms around the sun. And on Panchasi mountain, there's another lake with another island in the center. So you have these three symbols reflected in each other. And it's essentially the circumpunct, the infinite feminine water circle holding the finite fire, flesh, masculine form of the center point. And it's the union of the masculine and feminine that is the ultimate yogic achievement. And we embody that contrast. We are quite literally a walking conflict. And it's our finite flesh form that houses our infinite consciousness. And it's this contrast that fuels the expansion of our reality. You could say that's the expansion of the universe, is this contrast. And this hymn was written pre-Vedic, so we're looking at 7,000 to 10,000 years ago, just 12 kilometers from here. And to me, this landscape describes the fundamentals of yoga at the very beginning of what it is to have a connection with the divine. And the first yoga is walking and breathing. That's connecting with your body. The second yoga is cultivating the earth, connecting with the divine feminine. The third yoga is marriage, which is connecting with the community by creating community. And every year there's the Panchasi Mela. Every year the pilgrims come and they walk up the mountain and through the jungle, and as they walk they make offerings of seed and grain. And it's so abundant here, the earth is so fertile here, that all you need to do is throw the grain and the rice will grow. And this, as you walk, you time your footsteps to your breath. And this begins the churning of your heart chakra. This is analogous to rubbing the two sticks together to create the flame. And as you churn your heart chakra, you ignite the sacred fire of your heart. And the smoke rises. And as the smoke rises, you visualize the center, the sun, the masculine aspect of this, Mataputra, in the center of the mother, wrapping her arms around the sun. So you visualize the circumpunct, the circle with the center point. And as you enter the jungle, the smoke rises, it reaches your sixth chakra. It opens your third eye, and you've entered the canopy of no mind. Now your intellect is turned off. Your body is tuned. And you've reached a yogic state of connection, you know, a divine connection.
Union.
A union, exactly. And this is a kind of harmony that I think all of us seek out in some regard.
Wait, can I pause for a second?
Yeah, sure.
And something I'm going to say is mainly made for my chronology as well of the narrative. But, okay, so this mantra that is like, explains, it's a metaphor for the nature, for the geography of this hill, yeah?
Metaphor, yes, but it's also literal.
Yeah, no, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a religious metaphor, right? So religion makes the metaphor real.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's like, so this mantra was written on this hill, right?
Yeah.
Right there, where Manchaputra is, and the masculine and the feminine, where they meet.
Yeah.
Okay? And then that canopy is also there, right?
The jungle.
So it's like some dude was here in the Himalayas, completely sober or drunk or fucking stoned, whatever the fuck, an artist, writing poetry, writing music, and then
Inspired by
this that was here, and it still lives with us thousands of years later.
Yeah, this
What the fuck?
Gary Miller, this anthropologist, argues that this is the birthplace of the nature experience, the birthplace of contemporary spirituality as we know it.
Right here,
Here,
like 12 kilometers away.
like this valley.
This exact valley of the Himalayas.
Yes,
And wait, where does that evidence come from? Like,
he's
just from all the
working
shit
on
he
his fourth
studies.
book right now. It's amazing,
crazy.
amazing
That's
stuff.
Crazy, right here.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense, man. The shit I've been going through when I come back here.
Yeah.
Only Pokhara, man. Like, not
Just
Nepal.
just being
Pokhara.
here is
Yeah.
yoga, man. Just being
That's
here.
crazy shit to hear. All right, Gary Miller. Dude, I gotta meet this guy.
He's fantastic. He spent 40 years in the Sri Aurobindo ashram in Pondicherry.
Oh, yeah?
And then moved here about 12, 13 years ago and married a Nepali woman, and now he's living on Panchasi, which directly reflects
absorbing everything.
like Panchasi is a fluted peak, right? So that's a feminine symbol. And on Panchasi there's a lake with an island in the center. And this is also a very holy place. But it looks directly at the Annapurna Massif. And Annapurna translates to food provider. And the original name, the pre-Vedic name of Macheputre, which is what they call it now, is Mataputra. And Mataputra means mother's son.
Mother, son, and food provider.
Exactly. The abundance, the life, the infinite life of the earth, you know? The source of life.
Want some water?
Sure. And so the fourth yoga, you have walking and breathing, cultivating the land, marriage, and the fourth yoga, arguably,
Wait, where are these numbers coming from? Where are these yogas coming from? What is this?
these are interpretations of the hymns to the mystic fire.
Okay, so this isn't Yoga Sutras, this isn't Ashtanga.
This is
then
pre-Yoga Sutra. This is
So-
pre-Patanjali.
So these are, by yoga we're talking union. So these
Yeah,
are
we're
the
not
different
talking
stages of
asana or
union. Yeah,
pranayama. Those are Puranic and Vedic.
Yeah.
Those are in the last 5,000 years.
And we're talking way before
Pre that, yeah.
that. Man, okay.
So so Gary spends he spends 6 hours a day chanting to the fire. And the fire is the symbol of the masculine aspect. The water is the symbol of the feminine aspect. The fire is finite, the water is infinite. And then there's many different avatars within those. Anyway, so the ultimate goal is the fourth yoga. Now, how do I explain this? Humans are incapable of practicing unconditional love. That by our very nature, our existence is conditional, thus our love is conditional. And as much as you could argue against that, everybody has their